Yes, yes, fight fans, body and mind, sports, welcome. You are fully appreciated if you are here for another session of boxing talk, my people. And in this round, my guys, this round I will be talking about Anthony Joshua. Where is that rematch between him and Daniel Dubois, my guys? It seems there may be some obstacles, as things have surfaced, that could actually be in the way of that fight, my people. That could dictate whether that fight even happens. It could dictate when we receive that fight. Is it going to meet the time frame in which they want to deliver that fight to us? They were calling for February, and also would we have to wait later? Would we have to wait later? And there is, like I've said already, the biggest another possibility, the worst possibility, that it might not happen at all, my guys, my people. As we know, not everybody is unanimous in wanting this rematch. Well, after Anthony Joshua taking his very one-sided ass whipping from Daniel Dubois on September the 21st. Some people have called for Anthony Joshua to retire, my guys, and some, however, do feel that his career is dead in the waters. However, he's one of his arch rivals, Deontay Wilder's career is more or less in the same position too, my guys. And so they are of the opinion that it's now time to make that fight, which was once huge when they both had titles, and they both carried that idea of that aura of being the very top fighters in the division. So the fight is not as big as it once was, but according to Bob Arum and others in the sport, they believe that there's still some life in that fight there, and it could still be a big fight. Many people are saying. However, though, there are many other people that believe that Anthony Joshua, on the night of losing to Daniel Dubois, was just a pacifist on the night. He didn't actually do anything to fight. What did he actually come in the ring to do that day? He did not do any of it. So it wasn't, the Anthony Joshua that we know, the Anthony Joshua that we were expecting. And so there's that intrigue that he could actually do better in a rematch, my guys, seen as a lot of the reasons why he actually lost that fight was actually due to him, Anthony Joshua himself, and not so much Daniel Dubois. A lot of people still believe that Anthony Joshua is still the better, more skillful fighter, and are in agreement for a rematch. Anthony Joshua, well, he flipped his finger at all of his critics that are calling for him to retire, and he has chosen to go for the rematch. He's backed by his promoter Eddie Hearn, Turki Al Sheikh, the broker of these fights that happen on Riyadh season. He's up. He wants the rematch as well, because as we know, he had plans for Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury to be as big as it was. So he still wants to chase that, I believe. And who else did we have on board? We had Daniel Dubois, Frank Warren. Daniel Dubois agreed that he will make that fight in an instant. Frank Warren going as far as he would tear doors off hinges, my guys, yank, just to make that fight there. He will make it in a heartbeat, said Frank Warren. But of recent, after the date had even been announced, saying that it is official, the fight will be coming to us in February and whatnot. It seems that the promoters are singing a totally different tune now, and the tune that I'm focusing the most is, of course, that of Daniel Dubois. And the reason being is because although Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, his promoter, has revealed to us, well, almost immediately after the fight, the first fight with Joshua and Dubois, that Anthony Joshua is actually entitled to a rematch, my guys. But how strong is that entitlement? Because it's not actually written in to their contract to have a rematch, my people. However, though, that right to a rematch is basically just part of the Riyadh season agreement made with Turkey Al Sheikh. So more or less it's Turkey Al Sheikh that is holding the value the possibility of a rematch alive, the fact that he's involved in it. So would it be safe for me to say that it's a verbal agreement between the organizers and Turkey Al Sheikh, the fighters involved as well? Is it an agreement between them and Turkey Al Sheikh? It seems that it could be just as strong as that only, but it's definitely not something that is part of their written contract to have a rematch, my people. And and because of that reason, I've been hearing what Frank Warren had said most lately, my guys. And according to Frank Warren, he revealed that his man Daniel Dubois will be returning in February regardless. That's the planned time when they want him to return. But who would he return against? They do have a few choices, said Frank Warren, and they are trying to finalize that. They will be working on it. At the time he said it, he said like after the following week, when that week ends. So they're giving themselves a week to finalize that and come into a decision as to who Dubois might be facing next. Him adding that it could be Anthony Joshua next, or it may not be Anthony Joshua next. But regardless, Daniel Dubois will be returning in February. So that made me start to think, who else could Daniel Dubois actually face before before Anthony Joshua, that will be worth his time, that will be worth the money, would be as grand an occasion as Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois too, because a lot of people still looking forward to that fight, my guys, my people, man. Don't sleep on it. You know what I'm saying? Don't sleep on it, my people. Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua, that fight, like I said, is still a very, very lucrative fight to be looked at. But after what Frank Warren had revealed about his fighter having many options, so which options are there that aren't as risky as Anthony Joshua? Number one, in fact, now that Daniel Dubois is beating him in the way he did, we don't know what Anthony Joshua we're gonna get. He's been very, very unpredictable in his performances lately. Daniel Dubois is on the surge, is beating Joshua already. So he's confident to take that fight. Number one. Number two, it could be a worse beating, like a lot of people are saying. It could be a worse beating than the first one. Could be easier. And but then the other fights that could be available to Dubois that fans would even have time for or want to put their support behind it, well, they're just as risky, my guys. But the attraction of it being a big fight and a big money fight is not as attractive as a Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua fight. We're going to look at that in a second. On Anthony Joshua's side, it's the best option for him. It's the best option for him. I know people say, likely. He could face Deontay Wilder. I don't think Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua is going to be as big as Dubois and Anthony Joshua too. I don't think, yeah, it's not going to be as big as Dubois and Anthony Joshua too. Especially the fact that these are two losers being lined up to face one another at a time when people think that they're just rubbish. Just to put it simply, that they're not they're just rubbish, my guys. That's what people are thinking right now. A lot of people are thinking that you know, you could also face the likes of Parker. I mean, Parker is ranked way higher than Anthony Joshua right now. I believe 4th or 5th by the Ring magazine. He's fought Parker before, so that's a winnable fight for Anthony Joshua. But still, there's no need for me to go down that road. Whoever he chooses to face, that will be up to Anthony Joshua, because I am of the opinion that the best fight for him is Daniel Dubois, because it also carries the allure of the title, the IBF title that Dubois holds. Instantly, it allows Anthony Joshua to have another shot at becoming 3 times heavyweight champion of the world, and not only that, to have an opportunity to have a crack at the winner of Usyk and Fury. Have that you know, that ambition of his, that aspiration still kept alive with a rematch with Daniel Dubois, my people. And it's gonna be a big fight, my guys. It's going to be a big fight. And look what, if he wins, it lines up Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua to be the even bigger than we are than what it will be right now, to tell you the truth, if Anthony Joshua doesn't take that rematch. And also, if he was to lose, well, he goes back to square one. That Fury fight still happens after all. He's losing to the same man that he lost to before. But imagine if he was to fight another person and lose to another person, well, that they believe that Fury will walk over. Well, it will take the value of Anthony Joshua and Fury, that the possibility of that fight happening, the value of that will plummet, my guys. It would go down. That is my reasoning behind that, my people. So the safest, I think, is the Daniel Dubois rematch for Anthony Joshua. But yeah, going back to Daniel Dubois, who could he face? I mean, for people to back the fight, he will have to go for the top people. But Martin Bakole already it has been revealed by his trainer Billy Nelson that he knocked out Dubois in sparring and broke his nose. You know, he outclassed him and broke his nose, my guy. So would it be safe to to risk that title with Martin Bakole and kill your prospect of you know, your chance of becoming undisputed, you know, the chance of facing Fury or Usyk? I don't think so. Zhang, more or less the same thing. The only man that is touted that would have a chance to beat Martin Bakole, my guys. So it's more or less the same scenario there as well. We have Caballero, who's on form right now, doing really, really well, but is lined up next to face Bakole. That's how well he's doing, my guys. He's done so well that he's lined up to face Bakole next. Caballero, he defeated in his last fight. He defeated Frank Sanchez. Frank Sanchez will be a fair jabber, my guys. So it's a high competition, and for a way lower reward if he was to go ahead and face Anthony Joshua. And do I need to name any more people for people to see my point that Daniel Dubois, his best option is to face Anthony Joshua. Win or lose is the best option, my guys. But you know, the trick is that they may have a fight. You know, that is where, you know, according to what Frank Warren has said about his fighter, they may well be fighting other fighters before even getting an opportunity to face one another. Or they could all both sit and wait for the winner of Fury and Usyk to be revealed or to transpire, my guys. And in that case, there will be a hell of a lot of ring rust, my guys. There will be a hell of a lot of ring rust, my people, from when? September the 21st all the way to February. Possibly this fight might not even happen in within that window there. So yeah, if they were to wait for Fury and Usyk, who may not even fight straight, who may not even be looking to fight another fighter straight away after their unification fight in December the 21st coming. So they may not be looking to fight straight away, my people. So it's going to be a long hell of a wait, a big gamble. I think that's not a good option for both Anthony Joshua and Dubois to weigh on Fury. The best option I see is for them to face one another, my guys. I don't really see any other way out of this. And again, something that could be getting in the way of this fight, my guys. We have that rumored rift between Eddie Hearn and Turki Al Sheikh. Apparently, Turki Al Sheikh is not too confident in Matchroom due to the poor performances of their fighters of late. I know Turki Al Sheikh had big plans of Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. That was a big letdown. And then also Bivol and now Better Beef. That was a big letdown also. And again, before that, Better Beef versus Zerdo Ramirez, my people. That was a very mediocre performance there by Bivol. So yeah, Turki Al Sheikh is really disappointed in the mediocre performances of Matchroom fighters, and as well, Eddie Hearn is very disappointed at his losses that he's been receiving lately. The 5-on-5 with Frank Warren got whitewashed in that, and then his main man Anthony Joshua whitewashed. Everything getting whitewashed. And Bivol, it's not a whitewash, close fight, but he was running all night. I mean, he was trying to survive all night, but although surviving very well, fighting and scoring points, as you know. But yeah, that's been a story of Matchroom fighters of late, and you saw the fuss that Eddie Hearn kicked up after that fight, So there you go. Him and Turki Al Sheikh have fallen out, but the where this fallout is really stemming from, they are saying could have come from Turki Al Sheikh's strained relationship with Saul Canelo Alvarez in trying to negotiate that fight deal with Saul Canelo Alvarez to face the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Terence Bud Crawford, for a shot at his titles at 168, my people. Crawford fighting at 154 now would have had to jump 2 weight classes to meet Saul Canelo Alvarez. So a strain in the relation, because words were thrown back and forth between Turki Al Sheikh and Saul Canelo Alvarez to show their disapproval of one another. Saul Canelo Alvarez not being happy with the way Turki Al Sheikh does business, and vice versa. Turki Al Sheikh equally not happy with Saul Canelo Alvarez taking easy fights and looking for big money, and he's all Turki Al Sheikh wants is big shows for a fair price, my guys, my people. So yeah, there's now a rift between Turki Al Sheikh and Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn did say that he just doesn't is not really too keen on the way that Turki Al Sheikh at the moment just seems to be in full control of everything. My guys, I knew that was gonna come sooner or later. But now, as for now though, Turki Al Sheikh is still working with Bob Arum of Top Rank, is working with Golden Boy, that is Oscar De La Hoya, and working with Queensbury Promotions, Frank Warren, my people. Eddie Hearn on the other side, he believes that Matchroom has been surviving without Turki Al Sheikh and making big fights without him, and so they will be able to survive without him. But one thing here though we have to look at is that that Anthony Joshua fight is it was made possible because of Turki Al Sheikh. That fight happened on Riyadh season. So does that mean that fight is not happening anymore because of this rift? Does that mean the fight is not happening anymore, or are they still able to work together, my people? I think we need to know that as fans. And also Eddie Hearn, he has a stable of fighters. Turki Al Sheikh doesn't really have a stable of fighters, so he depends on promoters, my people, to make fights by by reaching out and picking fighters from their stables to make matchups what he feels are appealing to the fans, my people. And that's how he's been making big fights. He's also managed to mend a lot of damaged relationships, especially one between Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn working together. That is wow, amazing, my guys, my people. So yeah, how would this affect that Anthony Joshua fight, the rematch with him and Daniel Dubois, the strained relationship between Eddie Hearn and Turki Al Sheikh going forward, my people? How would that affect this planned rematch, my people, that everybody wants to see? And also, again, another problem, like I've spoken about already, Daniel Dubois, revealed by Frank Warren, may or may not be facing Anthony Joshua next, my people. Also, yeah, another thing that could be in the way Bob Arum revealed when talking about the Bivol and Better Beef rematch, the idea of that rematch. He was saying that that rematch may not come into fruition at all, but even if it does come into fruition, it will not come in the time frame that we all believe it would arrive to us, according to Bob Arum, that is. And according to Bob Arum, who says that from now going forward, because the upper heads, upper figures, the people that make the key decisions in the sport, of boxing, well, they're not too happy with the way that Riyadh season is operating outside of his borders and outside of Riyadh season, which covers the months of October to February. That is Riyadh season, my guys, just from October to February. So the bigger heads are not really happy as to how Riyadh season is coming outside of those borders, my guys. And yeah, and so Bob Arum has said that they have decided that from now going forward, we will not be having any more fights outside of Riyadh season. I know we've had 2 fights already outside of Riyadh season and outside of the borders of Riyadh, of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia as well. The first fight we had in concern with that was, of course, Crawford versus Israel Madrimov at 154 for the WBA title, and most recently we had Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois for the IBF title, my people, and that was in September the 21st at Wembley Stadium, right here in London, my people, right here in London. So yeah, those are the 2 fights that have happened outside the borders of Riyadh season and outside the borders of Saudi Arabia. So apparently there will be no more fights happening outside those borders, according to Bob Arum. So what I'm now thinking, does that mean that Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, because the final the fight has not been officiated and given to us a final date yet. Does that mean that planning this difficulties in planning? Remember, I mentioned to you the situation between Hearn and Turkey Al Sheikh. Couple that up with what Bob Arum said. Does that mean that that fight may take longer to be brought to us? Or maybe the planning has not gone far enough to meet the time frame of Riyadh season, October to February, my guys. Have they, because they've not come out, they've not officiated or given a date yet, and time is going, my guys. October, we're nearly in November, my people. And or if it does happen, would it be delivered to us later as maybe October time, the same time as possibly the Bivol fight, and Bivol and better be rematch, if we should go according to what Bob Arum thinks. Maybe it could happen later on, which means that they may have to fight other people in between. In between, just like Bob Arum proposed with Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol too. I've actually made a video on that. I made a video on that today as well. So if when you have time, just go and take a look at that. And that, of course, with this one would make a lot more sense to you people. Yeah, but as of now, that's where the situation stands, my people. The situation stands that number one, the fight may come to us or may not come to us, because remember, there's no there's no rematch clause on the contract for that fight. It's Turkey Al Sheikh. Turkey Al Sheikh is the contract clause. You know what I'm saying? In this, it is the contract clause. He's the one keeping the hopes up for a possibility of a rematch for Anthony Joshua, number one. So so would the fight actually come to us now that there is a rift with Eddie Hearn and Turkey Al Sheikh? Would Eddie Hearn be willing to go ahead with his sponsors to bring this fight to us single-handedly, my guys? And can he do it? Can he make it just as big, my people? All those things we have to consider. And also the Bob Arum effect, that's what I'm going to call it. The Bob Arum, what Bob Arum has explained to us, I've already spoken to you about that already. Could that affect the day of that fight? Would that push it further into the year before we receive that fight, my people? And also Daniel Dubois, will he actually choose Anthony Joshua next? That's another factor. Would he actually choose Anthony Joshua next, my people? Because the way I see it, it's not worth waiting for Tyson Fury and Usyk first, and because that will cause a lot of ring rust, and without, and Anthony Joshua and Dubois too are the biggest lucrative fight they can make, and the best price there to be earned in the title as well for Anthony Joshua. And for Daniel Dubois, possibly the less riskier fight for him to take right now, because all the other people that we could match up with him, they're all on a surge, just like Dubois is, my guys, my people. And not only that, like I said, it's the safest one for him to take. The other fighters that he could possibly fight are like high risk, lower reward type of fights. So I hope that explains everything. The position where that fight is right now is on a balance right now, So let's just keep looking in that direction and see what transpires, my people. But keep looking, keep your ears tilted. Maybe you might hear something before me, but I'm following it up too. And that's all I have for you people in this session my guys. You can catch me next time right here on this channel, my guys. My people, body and mind sports. But before you leave, do like, do share, do like, do share, subscribe, and of course drop your comments below. And as always, what I always say, my people, stay super blessed, and we out of here.